Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. Add-ons in WoW are something that every single player needs. Doesn't matter if you use the normal UI that comes with the game, which I will be doing a video about soon, which has had major improvements, or you're using the fully customizable LV UI. Add-ons are something which help you with gameplay, collection, and not standing in the fire in some cases. So join me today as we go through my top add-ons for the game World of Warcraft. One thing more to add before we get on to the video into the actual add-ons is that WoW recently changed where when you were adding add-ons, you used to have to come out of the game and then go back into the game to reload them. You don't have to do that anymore. It's really, really simple. You can have CurseForge open on your other monitor or on a different tab or different page. You can update them, go into WoW, type into the game /reload. That will reload and your add-ons will be there. Really pro tip, because it takes a while to come in and out of the game and it just saves time. All those seconds add up after a while. So with that being said, let's actually move on to the first add-on that is on my list. So first off, before we get into any other kind of business when it comes to add-ons, the first thing that you're going to need is CurseForge. Now, there are other add-on websites out there, but CurseForge has, as you can see on the screen, 5.9 billion downloads. It also has 11.3 thousand different add-ons. Don't worry, you're not going to need 11,000. What you're going to do is quickly go up to this website. You're going to get the CurseForge and you're going to install it onto your computer. My advice to you is don't download Overwolf. It's unnecessary. What you want is just the CurseForge desktop app. Once you've downloaded the CurseForge desktop app, it's going to look something like this. Now, yours is going to be blank because you won't have any add-ons installed, or you may already have add-ons installed and you know how to use this. If you do, skip to the next chapter in the video. Timestamps will be down below. But if you're new and have never downloaded add-ons before, this is what it's going to kind of look like. So what you're going to do is you're going to search for your game. Once you've found Warcraft wherever you've saved it into your computer, it will 9 times out of 10, CurseForge is going to find it for you anyway. But if not, you might have to search it directly. Just remember where you've put WoW. If you don't know where WoW is, literally open up your WoW, your Blizzard app, and you're going to go to WoW. You're also going to go down to options, and you're just going to see show in Explorer. That will show you where WoW is. Now, once you've found WoW and you want to find your add-ons, you're going to click Get More Add-ons. Now, here are your popular ones. We're going to go through some names, but essentially all you do is you go to View All and you click Install. Quick note, every so often you will have to come in and click Update All. That's just going to update your add-ons. Normally happens when a new patch launches or bits and pieces or when there's improvements to that add-on. Check in here once in a while. Now, if I'm correct, there is a premium feature for CurseForge, which will automatically download them. But to be honest, I personally don't use that. I think it's a waste of money. But if you've got the money and you really want to do it and you can't be bothered coming in and updating all the time, give it a go. It's really, really good. So the first add-on we're going to take a look at that everybody should be using is Details. Details is an add-on which shows damage meters, which shows how much damage you're doing. Now, this will help you improve your gameplay by knowing actually if you're any good at the game or if you're not very good at the game. It doesn't just do damage, it helps healers, and it also does threat for tanks as well. Details gives you so much, ironically, it gives you lots and lots of details. It shows you damage done, damage taken, the DPS you're doing at the moment. It will show the healing done, how much overhealing you've done, which is important for those healers who feel like they're healing a lot but don't feel like they're actually doing it. That will help you control cooldowns, and it will actually also help you with mana management, something that will be important in 10.2. It also helps with things like rage generated, mana restored, things that maybe the average player won't look at, but if you're looking as an officer in a raiding guild or even a raid leader, you'll be able to take a look at what players in your raid are doing. Pub groups. Are people interrupting when being asked? Are people dispelling? It will also show deaths and what killed that person. If you keep dying in a dungeon, even in the open world, you're like, what is killing me? You can look at deaths and it will tell you. The good thing about details is, as I said again, it goes into very big details on what is you're actually doing. You can look at every single person in the raid or in the group or yourself, and it will show you what spells are doing what damage. It shows the percentage, it shows when cooldowns are down, and it also allows you to post these in groups. Now, please don't be that person who shares the meters every 2 seconds. It is really annoying, but if there are people who don't have the add-on and they want to know how much healing they've done, maybe whisper it to them, but don't be the dickhead who puts it in instant chat. You're just going to get hated by everybody, and it's really spammy. Our next add-on is Deadly Boss Mobs. Now, there are other alternatives to this add-on like Bigwigs, but for me personally, Deadly Boss Mobs is the most customizable and it fits perfectly for me. Literally, this is the add-on you need more than any other add-on in the entire game. This is going to tell you things about the bosses that you're in. It's going to tell you about instances, when you need to interrupt, if you're standing in the fire, if you need to focus a target. It helps you in Mythic Plus when trying to deal with certain affixes. It's fully customizable and you can set it so it sends you alerts. So if you are standing in the fire, there is no way you're going to not know about it. Apart from obviously dying, this will scream, shout, sound horns, there'll be countdowns. It's perfect to make sure that you do encounters correctly. Now, for all of the healers out there, this add-on is I wouldn't say a must, but it is going to help you greatly. This add-on is called HealBot. What this allows you to do is hit your macros with your mouse keys. So normally you'd have to keybind your abilities to a button on your keyboard, or if you're going adventurous and you've got buttons on your side mouse, you're going to use keys, whether that's 1 to 12 or Q or P or whatever. What this add-on allows you to do is use your left click, right click and middle mouse button, which is going to help greatly with those on-spot healing. Essentially what you do is you're going to map your abilities to your left click, your right click and your middle click. Now you can have modifiers such as your shift key, your control key, your alt key. Now on my shaman, for example, I will have something like Healing Wave in my left click. So when I mouse over my target with my mouse and click left click, it's going to heal with that ability. If I want to use a cooldown, I may put down Alt and use left click. What it allows you to do is really have those fluid heals, and it shows you when someone's going to die. Setting up this add-on isn't the easiest, so what I've done to help you guys out is I've put my pre-made set in the description below that you'll be able to click on and copy and paste into the import folder. What this allows is it just allows you to have a basic kind of setup of your HealBot, and you can customize it to what best suits you. Probably one of the best add-ons I use, to be honest, especially if you're a healer. If you're a DPS or a tank, you can still use it, but I would say, obviously, the clue is in the name when it comes to HealBot. Now, whether you're a new player or you're trying out a new class, sometimes learning rotations and learning what spells to hit when can be difficult. Now, I found this with newer players. This add-on helps really well, and that is called Akili. What this does is on your screen, it will just show you the ability that you need to click next for the best optimization. Now, this is updated nearly every patch because obviously the changes that come with each class and which come with the patch. This isn't going to always be perfect, but it gives you a basic understanding of what abilities do what and when to click them. Now, you can customize this into being auto, so it'll automatically detect whether you're hitting a single target or whether you need to cast AoE spells. And you can also turn on things like cooldowns when you should be using those, and also your trinkets as well. There is a defensive option, which I personally feel doesn't work. It works in the essence of when you're about to die, it will tell you to press it, but essentially you should already be knowing I'm about to die, I should be pressing it. And for those encounters where you need to use defensives, in advance, then it doesn't really help, if that makes sense. Using add-ons like Deadly Boss Mobs, when it tells you a massive ability is about to hit and you need to use a defensive, that's going to help you more. Obviously, if you're a seasoned player and you know how to play every class, don't obviously use this add-on. But for new players who probably don't know how to use certain classes, it's a really good place to start. It really helped me with getting my Keystone Master for my Retribution Paladin, a class that I'd never played before. So even though it's for noobs, don't hit this one. So this add-on is going to sound really strange, but I'm now going to ask you to download porn onto your computer. No, not that kind of porn, don't worry. This add-on is really helpful for choosing which items are better than others. Now, if you don't know what main stats you need for your character, or you want to know if something's an upgrade or whether it isn't, this add-on is perfect for you. What it does is it shows you what percentage of an upgrade that it is. This, in turn, allows you to equip better items, and actually sometimes knowing that not every new item that you get is a upgrade. Now, depending on what you're doing, it depends whether it's useful or not, but you can customize in its settings whether you're PvEing or PvPing, and the rest will do the same for you. It will compare different items in your bags, and it will upgrade it for you if you need to. Now, it will show a little green arrow, and it will be bright and colourful when you need to upgrade something. Like I say, it's an add-on that isn't exactly perfect, but again, for new players or someone who is more of a casual and doesn't want to get specific items. Really small add-on next is called Mini Button, or Mini Map Button. Really mouth twister, that one. But essentially, it's a really small add-on. All it does is all of the buttons around your map can sometimes get a little bit confusing. All this does is sort them out into nice rows so you're not clustered with lots and lots of different add-ons on your minimap. Again, it's not a massive one, but it's something that really helps you get a nice clean UI. For all you PvPers out there, one of the add-ons that I use is Battleground Enemies. Essentially, it does what it says on the tin. It shows you the enemy team when you're in a battleground. What this allows is for you to plan your strats around what enemies you have against you, and it changed Battlegrounds for me straight away. It really, really helps with planning and knowing where to go where and how many healers and who's the healer. So I would recommend this one. The other one is called Capping. This really helps in Battlegrounds as well with knowing when certain things are going to be capped, not kind of guessing, oh, how many seconds have we got left. Really helps with calling out, oh, we've got 10 seconds left on Blacksmith and then we're safe, or 10 seconds and they capture it. It's really, really good. Again, more for a PvPer. You're not going to use it in PvE, but if you want to start PvPing, I'd definitely recommend downloading this one. For all you transmog fanatics out there, yes, WoW does an okay job at telling you which sets you've got and which sets you haven't got, but that is for your class specifically. What Better Wardrobe does is it shows you every set that is usable by your character. So if you've got a questing item cloth that you want on your priest that isn't a class set, then it will show you where to get this from and if you've got it. It's great for creating new sets, seeing what you're missing and where to get them. Again, small add-on, but for a transmog guy, it really, really helps. Probably one of the most important add-ons that I have, especially going into newer content or older content that I'm not really aware of, and that is called Rare Scanner. Whether you're collecting mounts, collecting transmog, or just want to kill certain rares for certain items or reputation, this add-on will really help. When you go into a zone and you're looking for a specific rare, when that rare appears, it will flash and make noises on your screen. It will also show you its spawn point on the map, allowing you to find that rare quickly. It allows you to get to the kills before other people do. Obviously, in older content, most of the bosses are one-shot hits because they're so low level. So you need to get there quickly, but it helps you with if a rare spawns and you're waiting for, let's say, 2 hours, it's going to tell you where it is. In Dragonflight, it's been really helpful because it's been able to tell you where the expedition packs are, which will help with your reputation farming. However, At this point in the expansion, probably people have got max on their rep, but if not, it's a good place to start finding those expedition packs. This add-on that I'm going to talk about, but don't necessarily endorse, is Raiderio. Now, Raiderio is really good, I personally think, for keeping your own progression. However, I don't think it's always used that well. For example, I'm making a series at the moment about the Ahead of the Curve achievement and how you can only get into Ahead of the Curve if you've got certain achievements. Raiderio, it's going to get you either invited or it's not. If you've got a low rating, you need to get that rating up because people aren't going to invite you. But if you're creating groups, it allows you to really find where people are at, whether they've killed certain bosses, whether their Mythic Plus rating is high, whether you should take them or not. The only thing I would say when using this add-on is give the small guy a chance. If you've got an absolute monstrous team in a mid-level dungeon that you know you can complete, give that smaller guy a go, because the only way his rating is ever going to improve is if he's invited into these groups. Don't be the dickhead who sits there and goes, he's not good enough for our group, I want someone because I want to complete it fast, let's get it done. WoW's supposed to be about a community, it's about to be playing with each other, it's about creating great friends. Don't let numbers keep you back. But the add-on is good, it does show you your progression and it allows you to show off a bit when you get a certain rating or you kill a certain boss. So personally, I would download it just to keep track of that. Just a quick one, guys, before you end this video, to remind you that I have a Twitter. It's at MooBundo. I also stream on Twitch every so often, so come and check me out. But I think I'm going to be doing a little bit more streaming on YouTube. Remember, check that Twitter. I post some cool shit. See you later, guys.